Hello, family. This is Michael Zingara from All Exotic Tarot and Divination. Basically, what we have here today is Egyptian fortune telling sticks. I'm going to teach you how to read them, how to clean them, and how to consecrate them to get them to work. If you do not clean them and consecrate them, the answers that you're going to receive from this divination form are going to be unreliable. All right. Now, these actually were given to me. A friend of mine picked them up in Morocco. Okay, but it's actually Egyptian tradition. Back before they had dice, they would use these things in board games, and the Egyptians had quite a few different board games. They're not the only culture to do that. But basically, first we're going to start off with how to read them, and then I'm going to talk about what you'll need if you want to make your own, and how to consecrate them, and how to basically work with them, because there's a level of more or less maturity. All right. But first, we're gonna let's go for results. All right. So basically, you would manipulate the sticks, toss them, and then read what it would come out. Okay. Usually, I do this standing up, and I toss them onto my divining mat. Some people do this by reading. Okay, by tossing them on the ground and reading them from the ground. Okay, there's 4 messages that you're going to get from the sticks, and this is going to affect the questions that you ask. When you get 4 sides up, okay, that means yes. Without a doubt, blessings, go do it. Don't ask any more questions. All things are good. You can't do anything to improve the situation. Yes, with blessings. It doesn't get any better than that. All right. Now, when you get 2 up and 2 down, okay, that's just a normal yes. Okay, accept the yes. Don't ask the same question twice. That line of questioning is done. You have your answer. It's a yes. Okay. If you have 3 up and 1 down, that is an affirmative, but not a yes. It's you didn't really ask the question right, but you're in the warm area. You know, when we were kids, we played hot, 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 cold, cold, cold. It's basically saying you're asking the right mode of questioning, and it is an affirmative, but it's not a absolute yes. Okay. Then when you get 3 like this, 3 down and 1 up, that's a no. And accept it. It's a no. Whatever you ask, no. Okay. If you get this, that's an absolutely, definitely don't do it. You're going to screw up your life. No. It's a no, like, stop asking that. That's stupid. Or it's a no, like, definitely not, no, never, no how, no way. Okay? So, basically, to consecrate these, well, let's talk about if you need to manufacture your own, right? I would go out and get whatever wood that's sacred to you. You know, some cultures believe in ash, some believe in oak, fruit trees, and you can carve this down. You want to try to find, you want to make them uniform as possible. You want a flat side, you want some thickness to it, and then you want a concave side. All right, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to split a stick down the middle, and then whittle and shape this, get all the bark off of it and everything. What you decorate the top of it with does not matter. You can put whatever symbols that are sacred to you, or no symbols at all. You can paint it a different color. You can do white and black, red and black. It doesn't matter. Okay? So the decorations got nothing to do with the amount of sacredness at all. Okay? So that's how you'd make them. How you would consecrate them is, well, first you would clean them in whatever way it's your religious tradition cleans them, be it salt, some type of holy fluid or cleaning fluid. That spiritual cleaning fluid, basically, that I showed you in my video for ancestor preparation for an ancestor altar will work. All right. Okay. Now, when it comes to consecrating them, you need to figure out which spirit group you want to use with these sticks. Okay. If that group, it should be a group that you have some kind of altar to. I would recommend, before you go to deity with these things, to get a set of these sticks to communicate with your ancestors. All right. So basically, you're going to go before your ancestors' altar and pray each, set them up in each way that they answer for a day. All right. So you're going to go to your ancestors' altar, tell them that these are what the sticks are for, what you're trying to do. And you're going to do this as a daily process to charge on the altar. First day, you'll do the affirmative yes. The second day, you'll do the same procedure and do that yes. The third day, you'll do the soft yes, and each time explaining to your spirits what that result is, how it works in a situation, and basically you'll show them that, and then eventually on the last day that you'll do that. All right. So basically, after that process is done, you prayed over them, you've given. It's not a bad idea for each individual day to give some kind of sacrificial item, be it fruit, flowers, or food, to please your spirits, what have you. And basically, that's just reciprocity, because they're going to focus their energy in there. Basically, your altar is the microcosm type world where they can live inside your house. It's a portal. It's where you exchange energy back and forth. I know, at least give them a candle, give them water, give them something extra that you normally wouldn't do on a normal day when you're doing this kind of work. If you are working with a boveda, and those people who own a boveda, you want to put this in the middle of your ark. Okay? So those of you who don't understand that, don't worry about it. It's not your spiritual practice. Okay? But you want to follow the same procedure. Okay? After that's all said and done, you're going to want to make a series of questions. And whenever you approach the ancestors with this yes-no thing, you do your opening prayers and everything. You make sure that no other, in your prayer, you make a demand that only such and such group can do it, only spirits of light, per se, if you're not working with your ancestors, because you don't want something big and bad that's walking around outside, pick up on the energy of what's going on, and then come manipulate these sticks. You want the consecrated spirits, whatever group that you use, to know at the beginning of this ritual that these sticks are for them and only them to have to speak through. All right. So then when you approach, you ask them, because just because you're ready to talk doesn't mean that they're ready to talk. Maybe they're very hungry and you haven't fed them yet. There could be 1,000 reasons why they don't want to speak through this medium per se. All right, maybe you're not in the right mind. Maybe you're a little bit upset. Until you become a really experienced diviner, you need to learn how to turn off your emotions, and you need to learn how to take things at face value. That's called enlightenment. To perceive things as they are is to be enlightened. Okay, so you don't want to. You want to clear your mind, be in the right frame of mind when you approach your ancestors. Then you want to ask them, are they willing to speak through these sticks? Okay, throw it down, and they'll give you their answer right there and then. If they say no, um, ask them if they demand some type of sacrifice, like a cup of water, a candle, a cigar, a piece of fruit, a flower. If they ask, your ancestors will hardly ever ask for living organisms. If they do, consult a different priest or whatever, or someone higher up in your organization. A living animal is only for the most drastic reasons. It shouldn't be for communication. If something asks for blood, it's not worth talking to, and especially if you're not a priest. Okay? So, you ask them if they will do it, and this is before you open, because you should have a divining ritual that you go through before you approach your ancestors to bring whoever you want to speak to into the reading. All right. So you ask them whether they want to do it. If they say a-okay, so you're gonna want to see this or this. Okay. If you see this, you need to ask them about timing, and then you throw the sticks down. The timing's okay. You need to ask them if they require anything more, like a small sacrifice. And if it do require small sacrifice, have a list with you, or I have this list in my head, and basically run down it till you get a yes. All right. If they require that, go get that item, prepare it for them, ask them if they're ready to communicate. More than likely, you're gonna get this, or you're gonna get that. All right. If you ask them to communicate and this comes up, do not proceed any further. Understand? Because that's just bad mojo. All right. So when you're doing your line of questioning, be very direct. Try to be your simplistic, but don't ask open questions. It has to be something with a yes or no. If a maybe can be answered to that, and you get this, okay, that's kind of like a maybe answer, you're on the right track. Or you get this, redo the question in such a way that makes it more clear for a yes or no answer. Okay? Now, you need a level of maturity. Okay? If you don't have this level of maturity and presence of mind, you're going to end up going down some weird rabbit holes. Okay? Say it like, we're going to take me for an example. Say like the doctor wanted to do a certain foot surgery, okay? And I asked the question, ancestors, is this my foot surgery? Is it gonna everything gonna go okay? It came out no. Okay, then I started asking about, am I at the right hospital? Am I at the right doctor? Is this the right time to do it? And then, no, 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 no. Nothing I asked um, improved the yes or no answer. And I got a lot of this response right here: 3 downs and 1 up. Okay. When you see yourself going down a rabbit hole and you ask about a certain event, ask, is this event even going to happen? Okay. They'll save you from going down that rabbit hole and getting lost on a path of bad divination. Okay? If they said no, the surgery is not going to be no good, ask, is that event going to happen? Is the surgery going to happen? And it would have said no. All right? And then you could ask, is this a bad health path for me to take? And then, if it is, you'll get something like that if it's not good for you. Okay? So you really have to have presence of mind. You have to have maturity, especially when it deals. You cannot approach divination with any preconceived notions on how the outcome will go. If you think something's going to go a certain way, and divinatory spirits say no, it's not, you can't lose your cool and panic. You know what I'm saying? There's always ways around things. If you really want something to happen or not happen, it might be within that spirit's group's grasp to help change things. So basically, like something bad's going to happen to you. You ask ancestors, if I perform a sacrifice with your energies, can you change the outcome of this bad thing that is supposed to befall me? All right. And then if it comes up yes, then you go down the line of questioning on what they want. Okay. So there are remedies to certain situations. You get to learn to see what the spirit's like. And don't be afraid to offer things like chocolate cake. Would you guys like tuna casserole? You never know what they want. If your family ate tuna casserole every Friday and half your relatives are dead and you're speaking to them, they aren't going to mind getting tuna casserole as a sacrifice. Candle. Okay, I guess the powers that be want to shut me down for a little bit. We're recording again. Candles, incense. You can burn paper, fake money, and fruit, eggs, all kinds of things. All right. But once you get working with your spirit group, you'll be able to discern what their likes and dislikes are. And the same goes for whatever deity you work with or what have you. If you're working for a deity and you don't know what the hell its favorite foods are, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you working with that deity? All right. It could be as simple as going out and cutting some oats or wheat or what have you if you live in an agricultural community. But I would not ever ask for blood sacrifice with this. You know what I'm saying? If something demands it, I wouldn't work with that spirit. Let's see what else. One thing I gotta clear it up for you people. Those of you who aren't consecrated and have the religious authority and have gone through the initiation to use Obi, this is not Obi. You're not speaking to that Obi is an actual Orisha. You're not speaking to Obi this way. Um, you're not using the right medium to speak with Obi. And you have to have the initiation to receive Obi. Alright? Just because you have your warriors, doesn't mean you get to read Obi. Some houses, like in my Elay, that my godparents run, you don't get to get Obi until you get it crowned. Alright? So this is not Obi. Alright? There is a set prayer, there's hand motions, and there's a whole procedure to do that. So don't mistake the two, even though the outcomes are similar. Humans have been reading lots for the ages. This is the most common outcomes to speak with spirit with. Not only was it in Egypt, it was in Rome, it was everywhere. It was all up and down the Silk Road. One way or another, when you manipulate 4 items, this was the 4 signs that people used to speak with the ancestors and different spirit groups, the jinn, whoever. Alright, so basically, if you guys have any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer them. Please like and subscribe to my video. If you like this kind of thing, there's a lot more detailed, a lot more intricate stuff to do. And but this is a really good divination system. If you have a bunch of yes/no questions that are complex and you want to root out the future, if you did a tarot card reading and there's a lot of things that were kind of left up in the air, this is the great way to weed out the different paths of fate to figure out what could possibly happen and what couldn't happen, etc., etc. This is a great way to communicate with spirits. It's a very safe way, but you have to set the parameters. You have to do the consecration. You have to do the work. You have to do the ritual in the beginning. If you leave out these details, anything and everything can speak through these pieces of wood. Alright? Because you're leaving it open. You might as well be playing with a Ouija board. If there's no consecration, no sacredness to it, don't use this. Alright? You're just going to end up screwing up your life and making wrong choices. This is real divination. You are seeking to speak with beings of the divine. Alright? Okay, so basically that's pretty much all I have to say about this system. I appreciate everybody watching. Please, if you haven't started working with your ancestors, go back through my videos. Find the ancestor videos about setting up the altar. If you don't have some type of divination framework or prayer to begin and open up the ritual to keep unwanted beings speaking through to you, you really need to watch that video. I can't give you the Santeria prayers or the Gypsy prayers, but you guys can't speak Gypsy anyways. So basically I provided a universal framework that should please anybody in any system on how to work with spirit. Alright? Now for those solitary practitioners, more than ever, you need something like that to cover your ass. Okay? Those of you that are developing mediums, okay? You need that to cover your ass too. If you're pursuing the path of mediumship and you're doing it by yourself, you're doing a dangerous, dangerous thing. Till you get control of everything, which is taught by interacting with other mediums, you could be at work and that spirit can take possession of you, say a bunch of crazy shit, you lose your job, and you're screwed. I can remember I was sitting on the train with my brother, and this guy just had this is one of his things that he accepted as a spirit guide, but it was not a guide for the better. And anyways, we're on the Chicago L train. It's the middle of the day, probably like 2 o'clock. And I look up, I see this Sagoon attached, the spirit attached to this guy. And basically, this dude simply started to basically take off his clothes, fold them up very nicely in the seat next to him, and sing the Star Spangled Banner. When this was happening, I bumped my brother's, nudged him and said, "Watch this. This is going to be some bad egoon behavior, bad spirit behavior." And sure as shit, this guy did it. When they stopped the train and the cops came him, he had no fucking clue what he was doing. But guess what? He probably spent the night in jail. So, there are dangers with the spirit world. The more you establish a relationship with your ancestors, the better you are going to be protected because they are your first line of defense. All right, family. I hope you appreciate this lesson. Please give me likes and subscribes and share this video with people. When you do those actions, that gives me more inspiration to teach people. You know, after a while, if a year goes by and I'm speaking to the air, I'm going to stop. Okay, so basically, I just want to say I love all of you guys. I love you like brothers and sisters. We're all part of one human family. We're all brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers to each other. I wish you the best and the best blessings. Ashe.